guys and everyone else. It's Monday morning and I am literally just about to ship out to a different city because I've got an appointment, as you'll probably see in my diary in a sec. So we're just going to do this nice and quick. I'm trying to get this done nice and early in the morning. Just back from my run, I've had a shower, sorted my hair out, you know, that sort of stuff. I'm afraid all the background noise is just going to be birds because it's nice and early. So that's what happens. But shall we plan out our week together?
Oh my god, look what I just spotted whilst editing this video.
I promise this isn't a setup or anything, but I just noticed in the background of that video that my audio thing was on the back of my bike behind me in that shot. So in theory, yep, it's down here getting thoroughly rained on. So that's where my good lavalier microphone is. So hopefully it'll still work.
Why aren't we doing this in the studio? Because I can't bother to try and find where I put the keys last night. So let's just get this sorted now, shall we? So we are in July finally, and apparently I wrote June and a random quote, so whatever. But so we don't have that many appointments so far, but we have our projects, Mercy, Vectra, Groot, and some goals. And then we have the first week of July. We're not going to count the end of the last week. So this week we're busy Monday. We're kind of busy Tuesday because I like to spend it all editing. So Wednesday is fairly free, so we will do Vectra since I didn't get to visit her last week. Thursday I'm popping over to a studio to ask about work experience. Friday I'm shipping out a bunch of stuff, but we'll do some Mercy. Probably Sunday let's do some Groot, and we can have our big long stream and I'll be gluing stuff to Groot, and maybe, oh actually, you know what, Groot test walk. Excellent, that's our week.
Wednesday came around and I'm afraid instead of visiting Vectra, I ended up getting a little bit distracted because, as those of you who've joined us on stream will know, I actually keep ants and have a couple of ant colonies, and whilst I don't want to turn this into a ant keeping vlog, there are much better people at doing that than me. This is actually what took up most of my Wednesday and stopped me from getting to see Vectra. But do you want to see how it went?
It's Wednesday, and for those of you in the UK, you will know that it has been today, or at least it was in my area, and it will be in your area soon, Flying Ant Day. So I've actually just been out and caught a load of queens, Lasius niger queens, so common black ants. They've all taken their own wings off, which means they believe that they are fertile. We will see if they all gestate. Catching them was just about running around, getting them into these test tubes, to have a little bit of cotton wool that holds back the water to give them moisture, and then cotton wool at the top so air can get through. Now we'll see which one of these actually start colonies, and the way we do that is by covering them up and not disturbing them for about 2 weeks. We're actually just in front of the studio, and we're going to try and find an armoured brownie's queen ant. We've actually found one right here. If you have a look, she doesn't have wings on her back, which means she has bitten her own wings off because she thinks she's fertile at the very least. So we want to convince her to go into this test tube. I'm actually holding a makeup brush, which is a great item for dealing with ants because the bristles are nice and soft and don't injure them. I'll be able to do this a lot easier if I could use both hands, but there we go. And now that she's in the test tube, you'll see she's quite annoyed at that. Once we get her in the dark, she'll settle down. We can add her to all the other queens. In fact, there's literally another queen right here that's trying to find a nest. There is a very big established ant nest here, so any queens that are landing anywhere near here will just get killed by this colony. So yeah, this is right outside the Armoured Brownie studio. So do we want to keep this queen as basically the channel's queen? So we're going to go put her in the dark. This is the morning after Flying Ant Day, and the patio outside the workshop is just literally strewn with fertilised dead queen ants.
There's so many, and I couldn't save them all. Oh, that one's still alive. Can we... I'm out of test tubes or anything to keep them in. I think I'm just going to try and find a safer place for her to set up a colony. But yeah, that's what Flying Ant Day means if you keep ants. Cool. Should we go back to the cosplay? And with the ants out of the way and secure in the new home, ready to be raised into multiple colonies, we get back to Mercy. And I actually visit Mercy a good few times this week because I'm putting a lot of work into her apron. And here you can see, after all the work we did last week, this is me actually trying it on, having gotten it off of our dress form, and then using it against myself to mark out where I want to cut it down to make it just right. But as you can see, there's a lot of flaws, a lot of stuff in the warbler that we've left in that we need to now sand down. But you can't directly sand warbler. I mean, you can, but it doesn't give you a nice surface. So we're going to be using this body filler on it, which I actually love. I love the act of sanding a prop or costume down because you get such control over just how perfect the final thing looks. So we're building up over almost every surface this layer of body filler that we can then sand down. And once we have it all covered where all the problem areas are, we then get to do this. And then after that, we get to do this. Yet more of it. But between each round of sanding, we have to go back over it, fill out the problem areas that are showing themselves with the sanding, and fill it all with more polyester filler again. I believe you call this stuff Bondo in the US if you're interested, but we do this again and again and again until we approach a surface that we like. Or until... So I've been working on Mercy, you can see on that table, but it is a very, very bright day today. And so what's actually happened is it was perfectly smooth, it was lovely, but now in direct sunlight it's all kind of heat warped and melted, so I've kind of almost got to start from zero again. So you know what, that's Mercy visited for this week. Before we do our visit for Groot today, I need to grab something different because I want to do something that doesn't take up too much time because I don't have that much time at the moment. But I also want to do something a little bit more progression orientated, which means I need to find some straps in this. This is basically my storage room. Since we've only recently moved house, it's full of LARP kit, sculpting stuff, a spare bed, LARP weapons, old electronics projects, and I am looking for, apparently in here somewhere, oh excellent, right there, some missing straps from the Groot stilts. So, Groot stilts, which means we have Groot. Groot head, Groot things, wearing shoes. So, we are going to try and put it on. I'm a tiny bit worried about putting this costume on at the moment because I've gained weight since I built this, so let's see how that goes. Hey viewer, I want to play a little game with you. I want you to pause the video and comment below when you think I have to call for help. Is it trying to put the bodysuit on? Is it trying to put the second stilt on? Is it trying to pick the head up from the ground after forgetting to put it somewhere sensible? Because as my trying to put this costume goes on, you'll notice it becomes harder and harder to reach down and attach stilts or try and grab the head off the floor. But when do you think I actually call for help and try and get another person in? Let's see who can get the best guess.
Don't roll. If that rolls away... If that rolls away, this... God. No, stop it! Sean, behind the camera, is indicating that it's rolling away, and it's freaking me out. But... Whoa! Okay. Okay, so we have Groot.
So of course the most useful thing about this visit, and actually having it recorded, more for my sake than even yours, is that I now get to see how it all comes together from a different point of view. And also this is kind of a stress test, as a lot of the foam actually ended up coming off or tearing a bit. But either way, and also one of the straps came loose really quickly, so we need to sort that out. But of course one of the obvious questions is, how do you then get out of this costume? And you have to get down first.
Oh. And that's Groot visited. Oh.
Thank you so much for joining us again. As you can see, we are still playing around with the format of this video, and I don't know if you want more slice of life stuff just dedicated to cosplay, or just make it broader, make it a bit more random, bit more interesting. Let me know. But thanks for joining me again, and I'll see you next week. Bye!